You are surrounded by predators. They smile at you, they laugh with you. But the second you stumble, they're sharpening their knives. The world does not reward the harmless. It rewards the untouchable. And right now, you are not untouchable. You give away too much. You reveal too soon. You play with open cards while others play with daggers, hidden in their sleeves. That is why you lose. That is why you feel overlooked, underestimated, invisible. But there is another path, a darker path, a path where you become the man they cannot ignore, cannot mock, cannot break. The one who moves in silence, yet commands attention. The one whose very presence shifts the room without a single word. The one who can walk into a circle of rivals and leave with every eye magnetized to him, every whisper poisoned with respect and envy. The promise is simple. I will give you 10 habits, 10 weapons that will turn your very existence into power. Habits that Machiavelli himself would envy because they make you silently attractive, dangerously magnetic. But the threat is sharper. If you refuse to learn them, you will remain prey in a world of wolves. Now listen carefully, because the first weapon is not what you think. Number 1, calculated silence. Silence is the first weapon. The weak man fills space with nervous chatter, desperate to be liked, desperate to be heard. The powerful man does the opposite. He lets silence do the heavy lifting. When you refuse to rush into words, you create tension, and tension is attention. In history, kings and generals knew this instinctively. Napoleon Bonaparte often paused before speaking, letting others project their own fear and anticipation into the silence. The silence itself became a weapon of command. Psychologists call it the power of delayed response. When you don't immediately react, people assign more weight to your eventual words. They lean in, they wait, they value what comes next because you make them starve for it. In practice, it's simple. The next time someone asks you a question, don't answer immediately. Take 3 seconds. Let your eyes stay steady. Then speak slowly. You'll feel the pressure rise in the room, but that pressure belongs to them, not you. You will seem composed, deliberate, even intimidating. Microtest is this. In your next conversation, drop your usual reflex of rushing. Let silence stretch. Watch how they fidget, how they rush to fill the void, how they try to impress you. That's the moment you've shifted the balance of control. And remember, silence forces others to reveal themselves. Their nerves become your intelligence. Their words betray their motives. Your silence protects yours. Comment below. My silence is power. That phrase marks the men who are ready to step into control. In the next section, we'll break the illusion of personality itself and show you how to build a controlled persona that turns you into a living symbol. Stay with me. The second weapon is sharper than the first. Number 2, controlled persona. Your persona is not who you are. It is who they believe you are. The ordinary man spills his raw self onto the world, unfiltered, unshaped, and wonders why no one respects him. The powerful man builds a mask, not a lie, but a weaponized image designed to command perception. Machiavelli warned that it is not necessary to be truly virtuous, only to appear virtuous when it serves power. The same law applies here. You do not need to be perfect. You need to appear inevitable. The controlled persona is about editing your presence like a strategist edits a battlefield. Choose what qualities you display and bury the raw rest. You want to appear calm when chaos erupts, confident when others crumble, selective with your approval, deliberate with your movements. Every trait you allow to be seen must feed into the same narrative. You are unshaken. You are rare. You are in control. In psychology, this is called impression management, and those who master it are the ones who rise. Apply it by crafting 3 pillars of your persona: an aura of composure, an aura of decisiveness, an aura of mystery, In practice, this means no over-explaining, no nervous movements, no emotional leakage. If they cannot predict you, they cannot control you. The micro-test tomorrow. Strip one weakness from your visible self. Do not rant. Do not overshare. Do not justify. Speak less. Move slower. And act as though every gesture was pre-written in stone. Watch how others recalibrate their treatment of you, often unconsciously, as if they have stumbled into the presence of someone operating on a higher level. Comment below, "I am my own architect." That phrase seals your commitment to construction over chaos. In the next section, we reveal the uniform of power itself, the visual armor that broadcasts dominance before you even speak. Number 3, power uniform. Before you speak, you are seen, and in those first, silent seconds, judgment has already been made. The weak man hides behind comfort, behind clothes that blend him into the crowd, and in doing so, he declares to the world, "I am irrelevant." The powerful man knows his uniform is his first line of psychological warfare. From Roman generals in crimson cloaks to modern CEOs in tailored suits, the uniform has always been a signal of dominance. Machiavelli himself wrote that. Rulers must appear regal because perception shapes reality. Your clothing, your grooming, your posture. These are not fashion choices, they are weapons. Understand this. The uniform is not about brand labels. It is about consistency and symbolism. Black, for example, has always been a color of authority. It absorbs light. It absorbs attention. It communicates finality. Sharp lines, clean tailoring, minimalist accessories all announce discipline and control. Even bodybuilders, when dressed in precise clothing, look like statues carved to intimidate. The man in control wears a uniform that tells the world he is not casual with himself. Therefore, no one else should be casual with him. Psychology calls this the enclod cognition effect. When you dress with authority, not only do others perceive you as higher status, but your own brain begins to align with that projection. In practice, it means stripping your wardrobe of weak signals, sloppy fits, loud patterns, unpolished shoes. Replace them with timeless armor, dark tones, sharp fits, materials that hold structure. Keep one accessory that becomes your mark, your symbol, like Napoleon's hat or Steve Jobs' turtleneck. That consistency transforms you from just another man into a figure. The micro-test tomorrow. Walk into any public place, dressed as if you were meeting a rival. Tailored, composed, structured. Watch how eyes track you longer. Watch how strangers measure their words before addressing you. They don't know why, but they feel the weight of your presence before you've even opened your mouth. Comment below, "My uniform is my armor." That phrase declares your shift from clothing as decoration to clothing as domination. In the next section, we go deeper than fabric. We weaponize the body itself. The fourth weapon is the language of dominance without a single word spoken. Number 4, body language of dominance. Your body speaks long before your tongue ever moves. And if your body betrays weakness, your words will never recover. The weak man fidgets, hunches, shrinks, and signals submission without realizing it. The powerful man understands that dominance is not only seen, it is felt. Machiavelli knew rulers had to project strength even when vulnerable, because perception controls reality. Psychology proves this. Studies on nonverbal power dynamics show that expansive postures increase testosterone and reduce cortisol, while closed submissive positions do the opposite. This is why predators in nature make themselves bigger, not smaller. For you, body language of dominance begins with stillness. Stillness radiates control. Do not twitch. Do not shift nervously. Every unnecessary movement leaks status. Stand tall. Shoulders set back. Chest open. Chin slightly elevated. Not arrogant, but certain. When you walk, move with measured pace, as though the ground itself belongs to you. When you sit, take space without apology. But with poise. Eye contact is another weapon. Too much and you look desperate. Too little and you look fragile. Hold it, steadily. Break it deliberately. Never dart away like prey. Touch is also power, restrained, controlled. A handshake that is firm but not crushing. A pat on the shoulder given sparingly. A controlled gesture that ends the conversation. Remember, the body is your silent crown, and most men give theirs away cheaply. Apply it in practice. In your next interaction, slow down every movement by half. Place your hands where they can be seen, not hidden. Hold eye contact for 2 extra seconds, past your comfort zone. Then stop speaking and remain still. Watch how the silence and your physical presence merge into an aura they cannot ignore. The micro test is simple. Enter a room without saying a word. Stand tall, stay still, and let your eyes survey the environment as if you are measuring it, not reacting to it. You'll feel their attention tighten around you, even if they never admit it. Comment below, "My body is my throne." That phrase signals the moment you stop carrying yourself like prey and begin carrying yourself like a sovereign. In the next section, we turn from the physical to the psychological, weaponizing empathy itself as a tool of control. Number 5. Strategic empathy. Empathy in the hands of the weak is a burden. In the hands of the powerful, it is a blade. The sentimental man listens to understand, listens to share, listens to feel. He wastes his empathy on connection. The Machiavellian man listens to map. He uses empathy not as a moral virtue, but as a weapon of intelligence, gathering, leverage, and control. Machiavelli himself wrote that a ruler must know the minds of men. And nothing exposes a man's mind more quickly than the act of being understood. Psychology proves this. When people feel heard, their defenses collapse. Their ego inflates, and they reveal more than they intended. Strategic empathy is not about caring, it is about decoding. You listen, not to bond, but to read. You tilt your head. You nod at the right moments. You mirror selectively. And suddenly, they feel safe unloading their secrets. Every word they spill is ammunition. Every fear they whisper is a handle you can pull later. In practice, you ask targeted questions, never shallow small. Talk, but questions that draw out values, fears, and insecurities. What frustrates you most at work? What do you wish people understood about you? These seem harmless, but they open doors. Once you learn what drives them, you know how to pull them closer, how to push them away, how to control the temperature of their world with a single sentence. Strategic empathy also grants power in groups because the man who can articulate what others feel without being consumed by it becomes a natural center of gravity. But remember, control lies in restraint. Do not overindulge in their emotions. Reflect them back with measured calm as if you stand above the chaos while still understanding it. This creates a paradox. They believe you are deeply connected, yet you remain untouchable. Apply this tomorrow. In your next conversation, stop waiting for your turn to speak. Instead, extract. Listen as though you are a spy gathering intelligence. Ask one probing question, then go silent. Let them fill the air, and when they finish, give a short, calm reflection of their words. Watch their eyes soften. Watch their mouth open wider. Watch how they give you more. This is the micro test. Build a map of one person's deepest drives in a single interaction while revealing nothing of your own. You will feel the imbalance tilt immediately. Comment below, "I read. Minds, I reveal nothing." That phrase binds you to the discipline of empathy without vulnerability, because in the next section you will sharpen the blade further by controlling the flow of information itself, deciding exactly how much of yourself the world is allowed to consume. Number 6. Information rationing. Power is not only what you say, it is what you withhold. The weak man exposes himself with constant explanations, justifications, and confessions, bleeding information because he craves validation. The powerful man understands that information is currency, and, like gold, it loses value the moment you flood the market. Machiavelli wrote that princes must conceal their intentions because men are simple and eager to be deceived, and those who reveal too much give others the weapons to destroy them. Psychology confirms this. Scarcity increases perceived value when your words, your thoughts, your personal life, your plans are rationed. Each piece becomes precious. Each sentence gains weight. In practice, this means you do not answer every question. When someone pries into your personal life, you give half-truths, vague outlines, or a calm smile that refuses disclosure. You let them wonder. The uncertainty drives curiosity, and curiosity is attention. When others overshare, you remain controlled. When they confess their insecurities, you reveal none of yours. When they ask about your next move, you offer ambiguity. We'll see, soon enough, or silence. This does not weaken you. It makes you appear unpredictable, and unpredictability breeds respect. The powerful uniform and dominant body language are already tools of projection. Information rationing is the shield that prevents penetration. It also creates psychological imbalance because humans cannot stand unanswered questions. When you leave blanks, they fill them with assumptions, usually in your favor. They imagine you are more powerful, more capable, more mysterious than you may actually be. And perception is everything. Apply this immediately in your next conversation. Resist the instinct to answer fully. Stop speaking at 70%. Leave sentences unfinished. Let silence follow their questions. Then watch as they lean forward, their mind racing to complete what you refuse to give. That hunger is power. Your power. The micro test. When asked about your weekend, do not describe it in detail. Say productive, then stop. Notice how the questioner squirms, trying to pull more from you. Do not give it. Hold the silence like a knife. They will reveal theirs, and you will reveal nothing. Comment below. I reveal on my terms. That phrase anchors the discipline of control over exposure, because in the next section you will learn to weaponize charm itself through humor, sharpened not for entertainment, but for dominance. Number 7. Humor as weapon. Most men treat humor as entertainment, a desperate trick to be liked, to fill silence, to low attention. They try to be the clown, not realizing that the clown is always beneath the king. But the Machiavellian man does not use humor to please. He uses humor to dominate. He uses it to sharpen, to slice, to remind the room that he stands above it. Humor is the subtlest form of psychological combat because it disarms while it wounds, and the one who masters it becomes untouchable. Machiavelli himself admired rulers who could disguise their cruelty behind charm, because charm makes cruelty palatable. Modern psychology calls this the superiority theory of humor. Laughter often comes when one person asserts dominance over another, without open aggression. The powerful man understands this instinctively. He does not tell long jokes. He does not force punchlines. Instead, he uses timing, brevity, and tone. A single, understated remark dropped at the right moment can humiliate an opponent without appearing malicious. A calm smirk in response to another man's bluster cuts deeper than any insult. Humor as a weapon thrives on precision, mocking not the weak, but the arrogant, puncturing those who rise too high, reminding everyone of their place without a single raised voice. Applied in practice, it means you never laugh harder than anyone else in the room, because over laughter is submission. You laugh last, you laugh selectively, and often you make others laugh without breaking your own composure. The true power is to make a group laugh at someone else's expense while you remain still, detached, almost indifferent. They will follow your cue. They will align with your rhythm, and the victim will feel the burn without daring to protest. To build this weapon, start small. In your next interaction, do not fight for the laugh. Wait for their mistake, their overreach, their awkward pause. Then deliver one short cutting remark delivered with a calm tone, then fall silent. Let the room do the rest. That silence after your words is the blade twisting. The micro-test is this. In a group setting, wait until someone tries too hard. Instead of rewarding them with attention, smirk lightly, tilt your head and deliver a line like, "You really needed that one, didn't you?" Say no more. Watch as the laughter turns, as the attention shifts, as you become the quiet center of authority. Comment below. My humor is my blade. That phrase cements your commitment to never use humor as a circus act, but as a scalpel. Because in the next section, we cut deeper still, not into others, but into your own life. We will break dependency itself so that no person, no vice, no comfort can ever own you. And once you master anti-dependency, you will taste the kind of freedom that terrifies the world around you. Number 8, anti-dependency. Dependency is the invisible chain that keeps most men enslaved. They think they are free because they can choose what to eat, what to wear, where to go. But in truth, their choices are dictated by their addictions, their attachments, their desperate need for approval. A man addicted to validation is a puppet. A man dependent on a woman's attention, a boss's praise, a friend's approval. He is already conquered. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must never rely on the arms of others because borrowed strength collapses the moment it is withdrawn. The same law governs your personal life. What you cannot walk away from owns you. Anti-dependency is the discipline of cutting those invisible chains one by one until nothing owns you but your own will. Think of history's untouchables, the Stoic philosophers who thrived even in exile, the warlords who carried their kingdom in their own mind. They were feared because nothing could be taken from them. Modern psychology calls this detachment resilience, the capacity to remain whole even when stripped of comforts. Practically, this begins with subtraction. Notice where your emotions spike, when your phone buzzes, when someone ignores you, when you crave a substance, when you fear solitude. Each spike is proof of dependence. Your task is to deny yourself, to sever. If you crave constant social approval, practice silence in groups. If you depend on alcohol, cut it until you can walk into any room with the same calm, sober power. If you cannot spend a day alone without panic, then solitude must become your training ground. Anti-dependency is not about rejecting pleasure. It is about refusing enslavement. When you no longer need, you become magnetic. Because men and women alike sense that your energy is self-contained. The dependent man clings. The anti-dependent man chooses, and the man who chooses is the man who leads. Apply this immediately. Choose one thing you feel you cannot live without, whether it's a person, a device, a habit, and go without it for 72 hours. Observe the pain, the agitation, the restlessness. That discomfort is the sound of chains breaking. When you return, you will find you no longer bow to it. It bows to you. The micro-test is simple. Identify one conversation or relationship where you normally overinvest, and instead of chasing, step back, do nothing. Watch how quickly they reach for you because independence is gravity. Comment below. Nothing owns me. That phrase marks the transition from pawn to sovereign. In the next section, we move from independence to subtle control. We learn how to ration. Not silence, not words, but the very currency of attention. And this is the 9th weapon, and it is one that bends entire groups toward your orbit eye. Number 9, the economy of attention. Attention is the rarest currency in the modern world, and yet most men give it away recklessly, scattering it like coins to beggars. They double-tap every post. They laugh at every joke. They nod at every word spoken to them. They hand out their gaze, like it costs nothing. But power begins with restraint, and the Machiavellian man understands that his attention is the most valuable resource he possesses. Whoever commands attention commands status, because attention validates, elevates, and defines what is important. This is why kings sat on thrones above the masses, why celebrities are worshipped, why generals stand apart from soldiers. Attention flows upward, and those who starve others of it force them to fight for scraps. Machiavelli observed that men are simple. They crave recognition more than money, and will betray their own for the smallest drop of it. Modern psychology confirms this. Intermittent reinforcement, reward given unpredictably, creates obsession. When you ration your attention, giving it in small deliberate doses, you create dependence in others. They begin to crave your acknowledgement like oxygen. In practice, this means you do not instantly respond to messages. You do not overpraise. You do not lock eyes with every speaker. Instead, you ration. You give attention with precision, making it feel earned, never cheap. You nod once instead of 3 times. You hold eye contact briefly, then withdraw, forcing them to chase it. You allow your gaze to drift past them in a crowd, then return suddenly, making your focus feel like sunlight breaking through clouds. This scarcity transforms your attention into power, because people crave what they cannot predict. Apply this in groups. When everyone is laughing at a story, you remain silent, expressionless, until the laughter dies. Then, with a calm voice, you add one short remark. That shifts the mood. Suddenly, the group resets around your energy, not the speakers. Or in a one-on-one, when someone seeks your validation, delay it. Pause. Let silence build. Then give a small nod, a faint smile, or a short word. The impact will be magnified tenfold because they had to work for it. This is not cruelty. It is control. The micro test is clear. In your next conversation, deliberately reduce your affirmations by half. If you normally say yes or I agree frequently, cut it down. Replace excess with silence or a measured pause. Watch as the other person begins filling the void with more words, more energy, more effort to win your reaction. That imbalance is power. Your attention becomes their prize. Over time, this habit shifts your entire aura. You are no longer the man who chases approval. You are the man whose recognition is rare and therefore priceless. Comment below. My attention is gold. That phrase marks your discipline to transform validation into leverage. And in the final section, we will unite everything: the silence, the persona, the uniform, the body, the empathy, the rationing, the humor, the independence, and the attention into one seamless field test. You will see how to wield multiple weapons at once in a single encounter to leave a room completely conquered without raising your voice or breaking a sweat. Number 10, the field test. Now, it is time to fuse everything. No longer theory, no longer fragments, but a living demonstration of how Machiavelli's charisma operates in the wild. Imagine walking into a gathering, a business meeting, a social event, or even a circle of rivals. The average man arrives with nervous energy, eager smiles, restless words, bleeding insecurity in every direction. You, by contrast, enter with the first weapon, calculated silence. You let your presence announce itself before your mouth ever opens. The room notices the stillness, the composure, the absence of chatter. Then your uniform speaks, dark, sharp, tailored, each line crisp, each detail exact. Before you have even reached the table, they know you are not ordinary. You sit slow and deliberate, shoulders set, posture regal. Your body language of dominance radiates without strain. When someone greets you, you give them only half of your attention. A small nod, a pause before your reply. Your controlled persona is alive. You speak less, reveal less. You project certainty without ever declaring it. The questions begin. Someone asks about your work, your past, your future. You ration your words like gold, giving only what you choose, never scrambling to satisfy their curiosity. It's moving forward, you say, calm, leaving them starving for detail. Then you deploy strategic empathy, turning the spotlight back on them. What's been driving you lately? They open up, they reveal, they ramble. Grateful for your attention, you mirror lightly, nod once and say little. They believe you care deeply, yet you have given nothing. Later, one man speaks too, loudly, boasting. This is your cue. You sharpen humor into a blade. One short remark dropped with a faint smirk. Sounds like you've been practicing that speech all week. The group laughs. The boaster shrinks, and you remain untouched. Control has shifted. Meanwhile, you ration your attention across the table with surgical precision. You do not look at everyone equally. You allow pauses. You drift your gaze. Then suddenly lock onto one person for a beat longer. Then comfort. They light up as if chosen. Others notice, wondering why they didn't receive the same. Dependency forms in silence, and if someone presses you further, demands an answer, you test anti-dependency. You do not bend. You do not justify. You simply say, I'll decide when it matters, and let the silence hang. They adjust themselves around you because you refuse to adjust around them. In one evening, you have demonstrated all 10 weapons: silence, persona, uniform, body, empathy, rationing, humor, independence, attention, and control. The result? When you leave the room, they cannot stop speaking of you. Some admire, some envy, some plot. But all remember, that is Machiavelli's charisma. Not loud, not desperate, but silent, deliberate, magnetic, and untouchable. Your final micro test. Within the next week, enter any room and apply 3 of these weapons at once. Watch carefully. See how the energy bends towards you, how the dynamics shift without resistance, how your presence alone disrupts the balance of power. Then add a 4th weapon, then a 5th. Soon you will not be practicing Machiavelli's charisma. You will be living it. Comment below. I walk as power. That phrase declares your initiation into the ranks of those who do not chase, do not beg, do not kneel. You are no longer one of many. You are the exception. And now, if you are ready to master this discipline beyond, tonight, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and step inside the inner circle. This is not a favor to me. It is a declaration to yourself, because out there predators wait, and only the untouchable survive.